Hey everyone, this is Tyson with thesocialsketch.com. I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on running through a multi-tiered blog to where on the top level of your domain you have your primary blog such as www.thesocialsketch.com, and then under that you'll have two subdomains such as general.thesocialsketch.com, which holds all of our general info and announcements and updates and everything else like that. And then you can also have another subdomain such as business.thesocialsketch.com, which holds all of our articles and information about business. So basically you want to hop over to your Blogger dashboard, and as you can see we already have these blogs in place. Uh, you have 4 blogs here listed in total. I always like to have a blog which runs as a testing ground. So that way, if in case anything happens while you're doing changes or updates to the general outlay um, of your blog, you don't have to worry about screwing up anything for your readership. So if you were to take a look at this, it would look something a bit more like this, which is a sneak peek into some of the changes that we have coming up for the layout. There's nothing really in here except for some generic lorem ipsum text and dummy text, whatever you want to call it, and so a lot of the kind of link and layouts. Uh, on the primary site, if you were to go to www.thesocialsketch.com, you could see how everything kind of looks on the top side. So when you click on business on everything, you see it pops up, it changes the domain to a subdomain, such as business.thesocialsketch.com. And then if you were to click on general info, it does the same for general.thesocialsketch.com. However, when you click on home, rather than it just reverting back to each blog's primary, rather than it staying on business.thesocialsketch.com, if you were to click home in the normal settings, it would just loop you back to this page. So instead, when you click on home, it takes you back to the top level blog. Kind of the way that we ended up changing that was in the template settings. We proceeded into editing out the HTML, and you want to find, and you can do a you can come into the menu section on this template, and you want to change your table to where it points the data blog home URL for the primary goes back to this one, which is back to the top level of www.thesocialsketch.com. Now if we were to come back to my blogs and then come into, say, general info and come back to editing the template and you click proceed, you want to make sure that when you find business again, that the home right here actually points to this rather than the automated blogger which says that it should point to the home address. So that's one way to do it, where home points to home all the time, which is the top level domain. Business will point to business.thesocialsketch.com, and that actually needs to be edited. So we actually want to change this to business.thesocialsketch.com, and the same goes for general info, which is general.thesocialsketch.com. And you want to go ahead and save that template. And nothing really changes on the primary to where it all looks the same. Each one of them has the same template applied to it, so that way everything looks the same no matter which section you go into, whether or not you go into a subdomain or whether or not you are on the top level domain. The other way that you can possibly do that is, rather than editing out the HTML, if you were to come back and you were to point and you were using the standard navigation profile, you would come back in and you would come to pages, and you would create a new page. And rather than doing a blank page, you want to say that you want to send your readers to another address, such as do business again, which I can't spell right now. Business, and then same HTTP, business.thesocialsketch.com, and you were to click save. Now on this template, I don't have any of the standard navigation bar. So I'll go ahead and add it, even though it will kind of look odd on this template. Just that way you can find it and add it yourself and go through. So we're back. Had a little bit of difficulty trying to find the pages, and it turns out I already had it added. I just didn't have it anywhere to where anyone could see it. Pages is already here, which is our typical navigation bar, or you can also have the nav bar like this, which I don't care for. That one's already hidden. So if you're to come over here to looking at the preview, and you're to scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'd see pages. Well, in my HTML, I already have this hidden, so I want to come back to, well, I want to save that first. Let that save, come back to template, edit the HTML, proceed, and since I don't really know where all of that code is, I'm going to right click and do inspect the element. Now with Google Chrome you can do inspect the element, which will pull up all of the information. So it will give you, what color it is and everything else like that. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and change this to black, or close to black, so that way you can actually see where everything is. So we created the business link to where it would point to a different URL, just like how it would point to the subdomain up here. So when you click on business, it goes back to business.thesocialsketch.com. So that's kind of a quick little run through of how you can link them all together. Hopefully that was clear and I didn't stumble along. This is my first one and I am tired of saying so with all of that being said, I hope you have learned something and you enjoy your day.